A billionaire tycoon and his janitor both arrived at the office at 7 a.m. The janitor worked 12 hours without stopping, on his feet the entire day, barely a break. The tycoon made 3 phone calls and left by noon. That evening, the tycoon's net worth increased by $4 million. The janitor took home $86, same building, same hours, completely different equations. And if you've ever looked at a situation like that and thought, that's not fair, you're right. It isn't fair. But it isn't random either. There is a precise, learnable reason why those 2 men walked out of the same building into completely different financial realities. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what that reason is, and more importantly, which equation you're currently running. Meet Robert. Robert is the person we were all told to become. He graduated with honors, worked his way into a respectable corporate job, and outworks almost everyone around him. He stays late, skips lunch, answers emails at 10 p.m., because that's just who he is. And yet, every month, Robert finds himself sitting at his kitchen table at 11:30 at night, laptop open, half-eaten takeout pushed to the side, staring at a spreadsheet that doesn't add up no matter how many times he runs it. He's not broke. He's not irresponsible. He does everything right. But after taxes, after rent, after the car payment and the student loan, there's almost nothing left. No savings, no breathing room, no margin for anything going wrong. And what haunts him most isn't the number on the screen. It's the feeling, the slow, creeping realization that he is running on a treadmill that keeps speeding up, and no matter how fast he moves, the distance between him and real financial freedom somehow stays exactly the same. Robert isn't weak. Robert isn't lazy. Robert is just running the wrong equation, and nobody ever told him there was another one. Here is the blueprint Robert spent 16 years memorizing in a classroom, the one most of us were given. School taught him how to be a high-functioning part of someone else's machine, but it never taught him how to build his own. The lesson was simple. Follow the rules, get the degree, and trade your most valuable years for a steady paycheck. Repeat for 40 years. It feels responsible. It feels like the safe path. It feels like progress. For a while, it even looks like it's working. But Robert didn't realize he was being trained for a race that has no finish line. This standard script comes with a ceiling, a hard, invisible limit on your potential, and most people spend their lives hitting it without ever understanding why. The reality. This blueprint was designed for the factory age, not the information age. You've been given a map that leads straight into a dead end. If Robert earns $30 an hour and works full-time, no vacations, no sick days, it takes him over 16 years just to reach $1 million in gross earnings, 16 years of perfect execution, before a single dollar spent on living, before taxes, before inflation quietly erodes whatever he managed to set aside. This is what we call the ceiling of human effort. It isn't a personal failure, it's a structural one. Even if Robert worked around the clock, his income would still be capped by the number of hours in a day and the rate the market assigns to what he does. The market doesn't care how tired he is. It only ever asks one question: how much is your contribution worth to me? Think back to the tycoon and the janitor. The janitor's work can be learned by almost anyone in a matter of hours. There is no shortage of people who can do it. The tycoon, on the other hand, isn't being paid for his hours. He's being paid for the value of what he built. And that value exists whether he's in the building or not. The market pays for the magnitude of the problem being solved. In simple terms, how big is the mess you're cleaning up, and how many people are messy? A dirty floor is a local, minor inconvenience. A system that removes friction for 50 million people is a billion-dollar problem. The reward scales with the reach. This is the first shift. Stop asking how you can work harder, and start asking what problem you can solve that the market actually cares about. But solving a big problem still isn't enough. Even a world-class heart surgeon is still trapped by the same ceiling. If she stops showing up, the money stops flowing. She has a better-paying cage than Robert, but it's still a cage. This means the size of the problem is only half the equation. The other half is scale. Imagine 2 people who both decide to teach yoga. The first opens a local studio. She fills every class, but she can only fit 20 people in a room. She has worked hard and built herself another job. The second records her 30-day program once and puts it online. She now teaches 20,000 people simultaneously while she's asleep. One of them trades time for money, the other builds an asset. That distinction between doing something and building something is where the path splits. And this is exactly where Robert made his second mistake. After years of frustration, Robert started a consulting business. Within 18 months, he was earning twice his old salary. And then he hit another ceiling. Every dollar still required him personally. Every project, every client call. He hadn't escaped the treadmill. He just bought a more expensive one. This is the efficiency trap. You got better at working, but you never built something that works without you. Real, lasting wealth only comes from scalable solutions. Software does this. A systematized business does this. These things grow independently of your hours. The 1% are professional problem hunters. They find massive inconveniences that affect millions, and they build systems, not just solutions, to permanently remove that friction. Jeff Bezos didn't get rich by selling books. He got rich by making the world's waiting problem disappear. You might be thinking, I don't have a revolutionary idea, but every giant company started as a small answer to a specific frustration. If your solution requires you to personally deliver it every time, you haven't built a business. You've built a job with a different title. Ask yourself, could this work if I weren't in the room? If yes, you're building an asset. If no, you're building a cage. And here is the secret about assets. They don't just generate income, they can be sold. At some point, a larger player will offer you a multiple of everything it generates. 5 times, 10 times, sometimes far more. This is how people become genuinely wealthy, through building something the market wanted and then selling it. Robert eventually figured this out. Not overnight, but he got there. And the first thing he noticed was that the money wasn't actually the point. What he wanted was what the money represented. The ability to wake up and ask, what do I want to do today? Instead of, what do I have to do today? Time is the one resource none of us can print more of, and every day spent running the wrong equation is a day that doesn't come back. The equation is this: find a problem, build a solution that scales, let that solution become an asset, let the asset work while you don't have to. The execution is hard. Most people won't finish. But for those who do, every hard week is building toward ownership. Every setback is in service of the asset. That is a fundamentally different experience than hard weeks that simply pass and leave nothing behind. But you can know this equation perfectly and still fail, not because you lack ability, but because your internal blueprint hasn't caught up. Most people try to change their results without ever changing their thinking. They carry the same quiet beliefs about scarcity and limits that they absorbed as children. If you want to master the inner game and actually reprogram your mind for the levels of success we've discussed today, you need to study the foundational principles of the 1%. One of the most essential resources for this is the book Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. It provides the psychological framework necessary to hold on to the wealth you build. I've included a link to it in the description and the About section of this channel for those ready to take the next step. The equation is in front of you. Same building, same hours, different equation. Which one are you running?